Hi, beautiful human. I'm Zach. That's Dana. Welcome to the studio, Jessie Murph.
Yo.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited.
Be honest with me, though.
Okay.
As you look at me right now,
Okay.
do you believe that I am the devil in
No.
some way, shape, or form?
I don't think so.
You promise that?
I promise. I
Even-
just met you.
Even though it's the title of your album?
Oh, wow. I see what you did there. That's good. No, not you.
But we are talking about men, right?
Like specific men, not everybody.
Got it. By the way, the album's amazing.
Thank you.
That ain't no man. That's the devil.
Word.
Damn. Do you realize this person's the devil while you're in the throes of it or afterwards?
Definitely afterwards. Probably, yeah. Because you're not doing it while you think they're the devil, you know? Depends on the person.
Are you realizing this through making this album, that this person was the devil, or did you know going into this process who and what you were writing about?
No, I think it's like, well, like something happens and then it's like, okay, you're dead to me. And then I write the album kind of, you know?
Totally.
Yeah,
But so they need to be dead to you first.
right. Like something has to happen. And then I'll like go in, I'll lock in and I'll just like spit like, I wrote most of this album in like a week, I think.
Holy
Yeah, I just have to be super inspired. So like something's got to go down.
Is that unhealthy?
Is it? I don't know.
Do you feel like you're going to get into a cycle maybe where you're just always waiting or searching for
Waiting
something to
for
go
something
down?
bad to happen?
Yes.
I hope not, because I can also write happy songs, you know? I just have to like feel whatever it is. Like whatever it is, I just need to feel it intensely. So,
How'd you realize you can write songs?
I think I just have always been doing it ever since I was little to like, if I had any type of emotion, instead of like talking about it, I would just write songs.
Would you do them just for yourself or would you share those with other people around you to communicate?
Mostly just for myself until about like high school probably. And I started wanting people to know how I felt, so I would just post them. And now we're here.
Crazy. Really wild.
Yeah.
Also wild to be as publicly yourself, specifically coming from a place like Alabama.
Yeah.
And you did it when you were really young. Like, what is that honestly like?
Scary as fuck because, you know, like being in high school is scary in general, I think. And you're posting stuff online and then people are like looking at it. And before it blows up, it's just embarrassing, you know?
It's so true.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah, like it's cringe until everybody goes, it's not cringe.
100%. But you got to get through those like couple months of just posting and nobody like seeing it. So that was scary. But I don't know. It just took some getting used to.
Does that feeling kind of exist with music, or do you have a different feeling about a song before it hits the public consumption?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think that, yeah, because sometimes you post a song, you're so excited about it, and if people don't love it, then you're like, you start second guessing it a little bit. That happens. But I don't know. The whole music aspect of it is like the part that I love and I'm so deeply just like obsessed with. So I feel like nothing really makes me feel differently about it.
Do you remember the day you were ready to share an original song instead of a cover online?
I don't remember the specific day, but I do remember doing it.
Was that scary?
Definitely. So scary.
What was the record?
I don't know. It was some song that will never see the light of day, probably. But because I posted like little sections of songs that I think. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That feels like such a blur. So long ago.
I was just going to ask, like, how much of this genuinely feels like a blur? Because it's been a lot of fucking life really quickly.
Yeah, it does. It all feels like a blur. I saw something where this artist I love, she was talking about it, and she was like, I don't really know because I feel like I've been like disassociated throughout the whole thing, like disassociating through it, and I kind of feel that way. So I just like, it feels like I almost like woke up and I was just like here. I don't know. It's weird.
How does that balance with this idea of having to create art out of like nothing? Does that like, do you get what I'm saying? Like disattaching from yourself or disassociating from the process, does that like keep you not grounded, or what is it?
I think it keeps me so grounded because I never feel like I am where I am. And that also pushes me to like go harder and like do more sessions and just write as much as I can. Like I'm so motivated also because I don't like feel like I am where I am. Like it's weird. I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You haven't really fully soaked in the fact that like, dude, you have Yeah, the following's crazy. And the records are really amazing.
Thank you.
You should be really proud. I mean, I'm not crazy, right?
No, the album's so good.
Thank
so
you.
fucking good. You've tapped on a genre that like is very different and distinct, and your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
Is that something that was natural, or did you train yourself to like have a rasp and do whatever? I don't know. It's a vibrato. I don't know what it is exactly. I have no idea.
I don't either. I think I just like started singing. I never like did voice lessons until recently because I've been on tour and I keep losing my voice. But no, I just like, I don't know. It's always been like this.
You're self-taught in a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You like learned how to play piano, guitar, right?
Mm-hmm.
What sparks this desire to like teach yourself something as opposed to going to someone for knowledge?
I don't know. I think it's also just like being a kid, you know, you like pick up random like fascinations with random shit, I think. And music just happened to be mine. And I was like, I thought about it and then I became obsessed with it and I wanted to just like dabble in everything.
How does this whole thing begin? How does like somebody hurts you, they're dead to you, what happens next?
I think it's just, for this album specifically, it depends on like the song, I guess, but I think something just really like set me off and I had so much like anger built up from previous things just throughout my whole life that I just never really dealt with because I'm not good at dealing with it. And something set me off and I was like, fuck, I'm just so angry. And I think it all just kind of came out in a funnel towards this one person, but it wasn't really that crazy.
Is it anger or is it hurt?
Well, I think anger is hurt at the bottom of it. Like you can't hate something you didn't like really love, you know? I don't know.
I don't know. Like anger it's easy to feel. Hurt is hard to feel.
Yeah. I think anger is the easy way out.
Always.
100%. So a lot of these songs are angry because that's me like being hurt. Just about like, I was just hurt in general, I think. And then it just came out in a font of anger. But I like that shit. It feels way better than just being sad, you know?
That makes her a better song.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how does a record start for you? I'm assuming there's not just one way, but like, does it start with production? Does it start with you coming in with a lyric, writing something?
It never starts with production. It always starts with like, for this album especially, I would go in the studio and I would get a mic and everybody would like be on an instrument and we'd all just start jamming and I just kind of like freestyle.
Sick.
Yeah. And then we'd like go back and kind of sort out all the parts and make sure all the lines were filled in and shit. But that's kind of the creative process for this.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so fun. So fun. And like a lot less excruciating than like going into a session and sitting down and being like, this is what I'm going through. Like, because that's not fun.
But there's also like so much perfection in the imperfection that something like that breeds.
100%. Yeah, because nothing's like really super thought out. You're just in the moment and just getting stuff out. It's just you're getting stuff off your chest and then you get to turn it into something with structure and shit. But it's fun.
So you jam and then you just find the melody? Like what is it?
The melody, yeah, the melody just like comes out. And I'll like put lyrics with the melody while I'm singing the melody. Fuck, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can kind of picture it. Is it like, at what point do you realize what you're actually writing about?
I know it from the very start, like before I start singing. I like have a thought in my mind that I know I want to get out. And so before I start singing, I'll know that that's like the premises of the freestyle.
Interesting.
Yeah. Depending on the chords, because different chords evoke different emotions for me. But
got it. So you'll take a second to hear it.
Definitely. I need like a round of chords and I'll be like, okay, this reminds me of like this situation. And then I'll like pull from that most of the time. Yeah.
How do you know a song is done?
I don't know. That's a good question. I struggle with that sometimes. It's hard to know when to stop doing things, you know, like adding backgrounds and stuff. But I like to finish a song in one day, at least like lyrically and vocals. I always like do what I need to do all in one day. Like I don't like coming back because I feel like once I'm out of that emotion, it's not going to be as good.
Interesting. Some
Yeah.
people go like, oh, I make it, then I got to sit with it, and then like I come back to it.
Yeah, everybody's super different with that. But yeah.
Let's talk about Gotta Hold. That starts the album.
Yeah.
Is that a love song?
Kind of, right? I think so.
I think so too, which is, it seems like the only kind of love song on the album.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where does that song come from and why is it started off?
I just like how the first lyric goes, I've been opening the door. I like that. I feel like a good like starter. But I don't know. I think that song, fuck, I'm also like really bad at talking about songs. Which is which is why I write them, because I'm not good at talking about them. It makes me nervous. But that song, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm sorry. It's okay.
What makes you nervous about it?
I don't know. That's the whole thing I was talking about. Like, I've always been so bad at talking about things. Like, horrible. I'm, like, kind of closed off in that regards, which is something I need to get better at, especially with interviews.
All right, so we'll practice today.
Okay. Okay, good.
Okay, re-ask your question.
Gotta Hold. It's kind of a love song.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that one?
Gotta hold. Fuck. Gotta hold is like, it's about somebody that you know is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like, fuck, I shouldn't be, like, but you can't help yourself. That's what that's about. Help.
Sorry.
I'll get better at this as we go, I swear to God.
No, honestly, just be yourself. Doesn't fucking matter either way.
Okay.
But
I mean,
like-
that's what I'm doing. That's the fucked up part.
You really can listen to the music though. You can listen to Gotta Hold for yourself, because you know what? Art is up for interpretation, right?
Yeah.
Link below. You can grab all of Jessie's music. It's waiting for you on Amazon Music. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. What were you about to ask?
I mean, I can keep going unless you had something.
No, you you just took a deep ass breath.
Well, I was gonna say, a lyric that stood out immediately was about this man from Miami.
Yeah.
What happened with the man from Miami? And I love how that's like the first thing you say in the song. 'Cause it really sets it up. You're like, this, you know, this guy and where he's from.
Oh, Miami. I just feel like I've had some times in Miami, and I like that word a lot.
Are you telling a story with this album, or is it like a bunch of individual stuff?
No, I'm kind of telling a story. It's all loosely based around one, like, I don't know though. It also does stem from like a resentment of like a long resentment of just like witnessing things throughout my life that have made me just not angry towards men, but angry toward men. Fuck. But I love men. I do. They're great.
So what do you hate about them?
I don't hate all men, but I think I witnessed things as a child and like witnessed like women in my life deal with things that just made me grow up not like really loving it. I don't know.
I get it. Men fucking suck.
Some of them do, yeah.
A lot of them. Most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
But so I think a lot of that came out on this album, and it's something I needed to get out. I'm like the second I Hope It Hurts dropped, I was like, wow, I feel like kind of therapized.
What about that was a release?
I don't know. That one is just such an angry song, you know? It's so, I mean, the whole chorus is like, I hope you hurt, you know? And something about it just felt real therapeutic to get out. Because it held so much energy. That song is full of like negative energy, the whole thing.
What is it like to revisit these records when you're ready to perform them? Because you're going on the road in the fall.
Yeah. It's definitely very like emotionally draining. I come off stage and I'm just dead. Because I do have a lot of songs that are like super emotionally just emotional, I guess. Which is something that I love to do and I think is the most important thing ever with music. Because if it doesn't make you feel something, then like, what is it for? But it definitely does get hard every night doing that.
Are any of these records, like, or at least maybe you're hoping that these songs take on some sort of new meaning to you as like life goes on and you kind of move on from the second you wrote them?
It definitely is. I do like move on after I write them. It's like that emotion's like out of me. It's kind of like compartmentalized, but it's hard to not like think about situations and like what I wrote these songs about when I'm singing them. And like sometimes it really like, it makes me super emotional sometimes. And then I'll like look out and see other people crying and stuff. And that also fucks me up a little bit because I'm like, fuck, like so many people are hurting. I don't know. And that's a lot to deal with sometimes.
So many people are hurting, and you included, but there should be some strength or some sort of positivity in the fact that like people feel understood, right? Like there is, I don't know, people are way more the same than they are different.
100%. It does have a sense of like community and almost like safeness in the feeling that a lot of us feel that way, I think.
How'd you get to country music? And then also like this, I mean, how would you describe, I mean, I don't believe in genres really, but like how would you describe the genre that you exist in?
Fuck, that's actually really hard. I always panic when people ask me that.
I get it.
I think like soul, country, rap, pop,
I'd say the same thing.
right? I don't know. Yeah, that feels right.
Your soul feel it hits it.
Yeah.
Was country music the entry point, or was pop music the entry point? How'd you get into it?
I don't know. I was never thinking about it. I just like, I was obviously around a lot of country music growing up, like living in Alabama. So I listened to a lot of that. And I also listened to like a lot of rap. So it's like, and then Adele. I listened to a lot of Adele. Love her. I don't know. So I think everything just kind of blended into something. Because you are what you listen to, you know?
100%.
So it just kind of comes out in that filter.
I get that.
Yeah.
And that's why like genres are so hard to define, because artists, like people who are creating something out of like absolutely nothing, like dude, they're like, their shade is a bunch of like made up of a bunch of things that they've been
Right.
exposed to.
Everybody's listening to everything, you know?
100%.
Most of the time.
Yeah, people aren't into genres. They're into like an artist, you know?
Right.
They're into a song.
100%.
It's interesting. You're so young, 19 years old. That's crazy. You have a unique perspective on music, don't you?
Maybe.
Right? I mean, you got like, okay. Radio barely has mattered in your lifetime, even though you know your local radio station.
Yeah.
Discovery of music has solely been on the internet.
I'd say so. Yeah. Other
Most,
than like elementary school.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then what? It's like ZYP. Like,
I was listening to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's so weird. We're old. We're old. I mean,
You're not
that's-
old. You're not even old.
Thank you.
You're only old if you feel old. Do
That's true.
you feel old?
Honestly, maybe sometimes.
We all do.
When's the last time you felt old?
I feel old all the time.
But like in regards to what happened?
I don't know. I just feel mentally old. Like I feel like I'm like 30. That's not old. That's not old.
Okay. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I mean, compared to 19, that is old.
No, absolutely.
That is old. It is old. But do you feel that way because you're surrounded by, I mean, dude, you're surrounded by adults.
Yeah, I'm always with adults. But I love them. They're good though. You know?
How proud of your parents are of you?
They're supportive. My mom's been such like a rock in all of this, and I feel like most parents when their kids like, yeah, I want to be a singer, they're like, fuck.
But they were musicians, right? Are musicians? Kind of in some capacity?
Sort of, yeah. It was like a little bit. We had a very musical household, but nothing crazy.
Still cool.
Yeah. No, my mom's the best. She's so great.
She's the one who like filtered through all the requests, right? When you started blowing up
Yeah.
on TikTok?
She really like helped me figure out everything. I didn't know what to do.
Is that overwhelming at first, or do you feel validated?
No, not overwhelming. Maybe a little overwhelming, yeah.
Any validation?
What do you mean by that?
Meaning like people are interested? Somebody thinks that like they could take what I've been doing and help me turn it into something more?
I don't know about validation. I think just like I was just so insanely like grateful and excited that like it was a reality. Because I used to like tell my mom when I was like 11 or 12, I would like walk up to her and be like, I'm going to be a singer. And she'd be like, fire. But I was so passionate about doing it. And I always knew I was going to do it. And then once it started to happen, it felt like I was just like watching that come to life. And that was such a crazy thing.
You manifest it?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That shit's real.
Yeah, my whole life is that.
Y'all believe in it?
I mean, dude, I did the same thing. Like I
It's
thought I was going to
real,
be on the
right?
radio for forever.
Wow.
Like I pictured it in my head. Then I built a radio show for my bedroom.
Really?
Yeah, like I did it online. And then it turned into like a real radio show.
It's real as fuck.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. That
Same
shit's
thing.
real. I'm telling you.
Dude, if you feel it, you believe it, you see it, you understand it, like consciously or subconsciously, you're working towards something, right? Like it's more than just, I don't know. Dude,
No, there's a lot of science behind it.
totally.
Yeah.
Dude, energy has power. Mental energy has
So
power.
real. Your mindset changes everything.
100%.
Wow. You ever read The Magic?
I read The Secret.
Is that what I mean?
Yes.
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 So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it work for you?
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah, it works.
Dude, my stepmom played that thing, like, because it's a movie and an audiobook and a book. She, like, played it on TV when I was 10. Wow. Yes.
That's a crazy time to listen to that.
And I started my radio show when I was 14.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish I would have found that at 10.
Yeah.
Could have been crazy.
You're doing well. It's working. Sis, keep it up. No, you're killing it. Sometimes I do wish I can, like, go back to 19. I would do a lot. I don't think I would do that much differently.
Really?
Yeah, I do wonder that. I think about it from time to time. If I had that power, would you go back?
Oh, absolutely. I loved those days. I had no worry in
No,
the world.
do things differently.
Oh, what I do things differently?
I'm not here for you to relive your fucking heyday, you freak. Let's relive the year Dan peaked at
really
19. Jeez.
I don't know. I was like dropping out of college then, so probably because if I never dropped out of college, I probably wouldn't be here.
Damn.
So I probably wouldn't go back and do anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, if you go back and change something, you might not be where you are.
Exactly.
There's a ripple effect.
100%.
I wouldn't want to go back. That's stressful.
Yes. Because then you think, like, will I ever get back to where I was?
What if you fuck up? Yeah, no. So scary. Wouldn't do it.
Dude, I do think about, like, how one little tiny thing can change the course of so much.
I know it's stressful to think about.
Yeah, you can't get lost in it.
Yeah. It's like thinking about space.
You think about space often?
Yeah, I try to. But it's like the fact that you can go up forever and down. Where do you go?
Like,
Fucks me up.
Interesting. But you
just
really
keeps
can't.
going.
You can't go down forever, technically. Like, you're gonna
But
reach
what are
the
you
center
going to
of the
hit,
earth.
though?
I mean, like, in theory, the core, right?
Oh, no. I'm talking about outer space.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Feel me?
Yeah.
Where does it end? It doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't end.
And that's weird to think about. Like the infinicy. Is that a word? The infinicy of it.
You need an end. You need a wall. You need a period. Why do you need that though?
Oh. That's a good question.
I mean, there's peace in a period, but there's also peace in this idea that, like, the story is always being written. So, like, it
Wow.
continues for
That's a great.
as long as we all continue.
Oh my God. I don't know. You got me thinking about that. That's crazy.
No, but I understand why people people need to know, like,
Where it ends.
yes. And also they need answers to questions.
Right. You think it's a control thing?
Yeah, just an understanding thing, a safety thing. Maybe it is a control thing. But,
Right.
You know,
Wow, that's deep. Weird.
shit.
how do you feel about Alabama now? Like, can you relate to the people you grew up with?
Yeah, I love Alabama. I love it more now than I did when I was there. I think having space away from it makes me appreciate it a lot more. But when I was there, all I wanted to do was leave. Because I didn't feel like I fit in. But now I love going back,
Yeah, everything hits different when you take space.
you know?
I also feel like the people of Alabama have a bad rap.
Yeah.
They're not the way people think.
No, they get a bad rep.
Totally.
The whole cousin thing.
Yeah, and like everybody thinks they're backwards, like in their ideology. That's not just the case for all of them.
It depends. There's definitely some wild people. 100%.
I mean, that's also everywhere.
Everywhere, but that deep south shit gets crazy, you feel me?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I don't feel you because I've never been there.
Really? You should go.
What do you mean? What happens down there?
You got to go and find out.
Okay.
Will you come back? We don't know. I have no fucking idea. You should go.
I would love to go explore it. I've
take a
never
little-
experienced that. I'm from the East Coast. Like, it's
Where you
not just
from?
Philadelphia.
Damn.
Do you go back? Do you go home a lot? No,
Not enough, no.
totally.
I want to, though. I'll miss my family a lot.
There's something about it that is just, you come back restored and renewed and
Recharged.
totally,
Yeah.
just like a reminder of like so much. Can we talk about a record here?
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about High Road?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
His fans love you.
Yeah, they love me.
Wetzel fans love you so much.
That was a fun one.
Okay. Like, I don't.
He said, okay.
I think your verse on it's fucking amazing.
Thank you.
It's. Are you guys writing that separately, or are you actually in the studio doing it together? What's the story behind it?
I wrote my shit separately.
Got it.
But no, I mean, he's a super funny guy. Super cool dude. Go.
And you just merged the two? Did you hear his first, or does he hear yours? Like, how does that, like, who
No, I heard
it?
his first. It's such an incredible song. I was like, fuck yeah. And then we've been friends for a while. We like did it. We've worked before and shit. And I heard it and I was like, oh, this is so sick. And then I did my verse. I did another verse before the one that y'all heard, and it was like a rap verse. Yeah. And then I redid it. But they would have hated that one. Fuck.
Interesting.
Why didn't the rap verse make the official version?
I think they just wanted something more singy, which makes sense because it's like a kind of like a classic country record. I feel like.
How do you
Country
take
rock.
How do you take somebody else's story and make it your own?
That's the thing. I would find it hard to do a collab if I didn't find some sort of like personal relation. You feel me? Like I have to relate in some just to be able to write a good verse. I feel like.
You need to feel understood by it.
Right. Yeah.
And what about that record? What about his lyrics actually made you feel like this was one right for you, but also right for this chapter in the larger story you're telling?
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the whole record's about like doing petty shit back and forth in a relationship, kind of, you know? Or at least that's what my verse is about. But I kind of think, I don't know. It just felt real, and I feel like it's like somebody does something, then you do it back to make shit even, and it's just a real thing. It's a real emotion that a lot of people feel.
This idea of getting even, do you feel like you end up doing that in records? Like you kind of get the final word?
100%. I get my lead back every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's pretty baller.
Yeah. I don't know. That's definitely like, because I'm not like a yeller. I'm not very confrontational or anything. But I'll just like, if something bad happens, I'll just go silent. I'll just go ghost. And then I'll go like make songs like that. And then I feel like it's even.
And you also feel at peace with everything?
Well, no, but I think that, I don't know. I think that being silent is so powerful.
Why so?
I don't know. I mean, if somebody does you wrong and you just remove yourself from their life, like inevitably just gone. I think it's a lot. Silence speaks louder than words, in my opinion.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And I also heard a quote yesterday, weirdly, that like silence is the like mother of truth.
Wow.
Silence is also deadly.
How long were you waiting to make a fart reference?
Just a little one.
Cold?
Cold.
It's good. It's a good
What
record.
about it?
It's a good record.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Can you tell me about like first hearing that production when you're, or not production, hearing the band, I guess?
The song.
Yeah, set the tone.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones I did for the album, I think. I'm pretty sure.
But it sits at number 8.
Yeah, it does. It was definitely one of the first ones. I don't know, that song goes kind of back to what we were saying earlier about like choosing to be not mad in that song, I guess, but more just like you can choose to be like cold, I guess, as opposed to sad and upset and emotional about things. And I think that song's what that's about.
Being cold.
Yeah, the silence thing, I think.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so true. Nobody sat on our couch and talked about the power of silence before.
Right.
It's underrated.
They should have.
Dude.
Underrated.
Yeah, leaving someone on red sometimes, like when it's in that moment, you get what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
There's fucking power in that.
100%.
And if you're silent, you can't regret something you said. 'Cause
Exactly.
you said nothing.
100%.
It's an interesting way to look at it.
I mean,
He got a point,
there's
though.
so many
He's
times
right,
I
yeah.
say so much shit when I'm annoyed, and it just all comes out at once, and I look
Right.
back, I'm like, uh-oh.
100%.
I shouldn't have said a lot of that stuff. Anyway, you just posted that I Could Go Bad was your favorite song on the album, I believe you said? Mm-hmm. Why is that?
Fuck, that song. Y'all heard that one, right?
Yeah.
The song's just so sad. It's so sad, and it feels like a hug. And it's also, you get through all these super angry songs, and then the last one's like, I'm just hurt. And it's like, fuck, what a sad way to end the album.
It's an interesting way to end the album. You're kind of justifying your anger.
Yeah. It also, like, you're not such a bitch because you're like,
You're hurt.
I'm just hurt, you know? I always wanted to end it with that. Because it's like, God damn, I'm mad. But what's much worse is I'm just hurt. But, yeah, I just love it. I love that song.
The album's really special. Do you make this music for you or for other people?
For me, all day. Is it fuck? I don't know. Like,
No.
But, well, I can't think about it like that because it wouldn't be genuine, you know? Like, I could never, like, which I probably should at some point, but writing songs for other people is something that's like a struggle to think about for me because everything I write is so pertaining to my life. Like, if I'm writing it, it's about my life. And it's just a way for me to, like, get stuff out.
Could you write a record from imagination and not from reality?
It wouldn't be as good. Like, it wouldn't have the emotional depth that I would want it to have. It has to have at least some bit of truth in it. Because, you know, you exaggerate things on songs sometimes, but I need to have a little bit of, like, reality in that.
It comes through in the lyrics. They're riddled with, like, real examples of things.
Yeah.
Son of a Bitch is great.
Thank you.
If it ain't right,
I love that one. That's probably my second favorite one.
why?
It's just so dark. That's, like, sonically, like, the chords and just how dark it sounds. That's, like, the shit I just really love. It almost feels weekendy to me.
So, if that's what you love, why do you feel the need to do things that aren't that?
Well, I think there's a lot of things I love, but what I like to listen to a lot of, like,
Got it.
darker chords. That's just, like, what my ear likes, but also, like, super soulful stuff and, like, Amy Winehouse and shit like that. So it just depends.
I was just going to say, how do you feel when people say your music reminds them of Amy Winehouse?
That's such a good compliment. I love her.
Yeah.
She's definitely an inspo. Her and Adele, like, female-wise, are probably my two. Just fucking love them.
Why did country become the genre that, like, allowed you to tell the stories you wanted to tell?
I don't know that it did necessarily. I think I just, like I said, it was a subconscious thing. Just because of where I'm from and how I grew up, I think.
It's just such a story-heavy, like, genre.
It is.
And you are telling real stories in every song.
That's definitely, yeah. Country is a very storytelling genre. But I think also rap is. It's similar
Fuck
it's similar
yeah.
to country, and it's just in a different, like, tone.
Yes, totally.
But storytelling.
Why do you think they work together in your case?
Because of that. I think they're both very, like, storytelling genres. And I just love both of them so much, you know? And I think they work well together.
Love Lies.
That's like a real rap verse.
Yeah.
So cool.
I like that one a lot.
Why'd that need a rap verse? Why'd that call for it? What happened in the studio?
Honestly, I made the verses, and I was like, fuck, I love this. And I didn't know what to do for a chorus. I couldn't. I've redone that chorus so many times. Like, different. It was called Money at one point. But I don't know. I think I wanted, like, a pop chorus with it. Something. It was hard to, like, because for a chorus, you want, like, a theme almost sometimes to, like, wrap up the whole song. And I was listening to the verses. I was like, fuck, what is this about? Like, so that's how I got there.
Does love lie?
I think it does.
All the time?
I think it predominantly lies. Depending. That's dark. Depending. You know?
On what?
I don't know. Like, not all love. I think that you can be so blinded by love, though. And I don't know. That shit, you gotta watch it. I don't know. I don't know.
Are you afraid of love?
No. I don't think so. I could be. I don't know. Fuck.
You can't be totally afraid of love because you need good things and bad things to happen again. So.
No, I love love. Love is great. You just got to be careful who you love, I think.
Truth.
Yeah. That's what I meant
Not
to say.
everyone is deserving of your love.
No, but it can feel like it, though.
100%.
You know?
Yeah, because you want to please, you want to bring people in, but also, like, dude, life is crazy. Like, people come and go. You're only 19. Like a lot of people will stay around. Some people stay around forever, and then
Yeah.
like people come, they go. You trial, your error.
It's weird.
Yeah, you learn shit.
It's weird. I also feel like when you're young, everything feels so large. Everything feels so severe. And that's something I'm noticing. But that gets better, right? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like the end of the world every time.
Right. The older I get, the less it feels like the end of the world. Y'all remember like your first breakup, that shit. Why was that so painful? Why was that so horrible? You know what I mean, though? It's like young shit like that just is bad.
Yeah, you're gonna look back in 10 years and just laugh at it and can't believe you said
I
that.
already laugh about it, you know? But I'm like, during that, though, you're like, this is the end of the world.
It never is.
It's never the end of the world.
Until aliens come down and tell you it's the end of the world, or there's
not
like,
the end of the world.
you know, like a cloud or something happening. Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
It can feel like it, though, especially with love. Like, how, like, depends on how much you love somebody, I guess, you know?
And also how much you wrap your identity up in them.
Yeah, and that's something that's really easy to slip into, I think, when you're young. Because you don't really know yourself yet, you know?
And you are seeking that out.
100%. So you find this person, you're like, oh, I love you. And then you wrap yourself up with them. And then they go away, and you're like, oh, fuck, what now?
But really, it was just like an inability to like hit pause on discovering yourself because you were just running from it.
100%. And that feels good for a minute,
Yeah,
you know?
until it catches up.
Yeah, and then you got to figure it out. But we're all always figuring it out, I think.
Amen.
You
And you're
know?
always learning about yourself and figuring yourself out
And
too.
that's the whole point. It'd be boring if we all knew exactly who we were
Yeah,
at a young age, you know?
totally. Dude, life continues. It's a long journey. And you can also become a bunch of different versions of yourself.
Yeah,
That's what's wild too.
which is sick.
Yeah, you can reinvent yourself time and time again.
Yeah.
It is sick. I think people look at it more from like an angle of fear because like if you reinvent yourself, that is somewhat could imply that something went wrong with that last version of yourself. But no, there's actually something freeing about that.
Yeah. You can wake up different.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Are you ever afraid when you're like responding to? I mean, you're outspoken on the internet.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
I'd say so.
One, why?
I don't know. I just take everything so personally.
We were just talking about the power of silence.
Yeah, fuck. Didn't do it there. Damn, you got a point. I don't know. Yeah, wow. I'm very different in that aspect with, I don't know, because that shit pisses me off. Because I'm like, it's not something that people really like. I could never picture myself in any world waking up and just being a bitch on somebody's post. I wouldn't do it. I can't comprehend it. Like just tearing somebody down for what? Like I don't get it.
It's sick.
And that shit just makes me fucking angry. Because I'm like, why would you do, like I'm a person.
You're fighting an injustice.
Yeah, it just pisses me off. It gives me the same feeling as like, well, y'all might not get this because you're guys, but like, do you remember being in school and like there was a dress code? That
Yeah.
shit used to make me so fucking mad. I hated it. I was so mad all the time about the dress code because it was so like, I don't know why, you know?
Like you were fighting an injustice. I
Yeah.
get it. I get it. Like the idea that somebody's going to come in and tell you what to wear. If you're like one sock out of place or something's wrong just a little bit, they get you.
Right.
No grace.
It's weird.
I had to wear a uniform in elementary school, middle school. I get
Really?
you. Yeah.
It wasn't even the uniform for me because I was in public school, but it was like, it's just so strict on girls.
Yeah, that is true.
That shit
In
just
ways
made me
that like
mad.
didn't make any sense.
No, and when you ask for reason, it's like, you don't want to distract the boys. Shut the fuck up.
That's bullshit.
That's dumb.
No,
That's so dumb.
100%. It's
But-
fucked up.
It's fucked up. But yeah, I don't know.
I get where the parallel here.
I'm also very like in life. I'm so passionate about keeping things even. Like if which is not healthy, but like if somebody does something to me, I need to do it to them. You feel
Jesus.
No, I know. I
Christ.
should talk to somebody about that. But that's just how my brain works. And so, like, if you're gonna be a bitch to me, I feel like you deserve to have that back at you, which is not good. And I'm gonna stop doing it.
Well, yeah, because it just can it creates a loop and maybe.
I know, but that shit's hard to not do, though. You never want to do it.
I don't know.
I always want to do it.
Right.
But as I've gotten older, because I'm an elderly man now, you learn like sometimes it's just not worth it.
Right. So the other voice in your head is winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's taken 10 years to learn that, because when I was in your age, when I was young, I would snap at everyone. I would fire back at people. Authority, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But as I've gotten older, I'm like, probably not smart. Time to be an adult.
Well, I'm waiting on that.
Oh, you have so much time.
Yeah. Facts. So I'm just going to keep doing my thing.
Yeah, just do it.
Cool.
It's working.
Feels good.
Like it's all really working.
Good.
Any part of you surprised at like how famous you are? Or successful you become?
I definitely have moments where I'm like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. But I don't know if, like, surprised, because I have been manifesting it. So it's like,
Yeah, I get it.
I just feel really, like, grateful, like, intensely grateful all the time. I'm looking at all these, like, random little moments, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I always think about my younger self, and I think, like, I don't know. Going back to that is, like, crazy to me. I don't know. It just makes me really, like, emotional.
What do you think about when you think about her?
I don't know. I just know how, like, badly she wanted to do this, and how, like, different my life is now than from how I grew up. And I don't know. I just feel so, like, I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed in so many ways. Which honestly, gratitude has, like, helped me so much in, like, with mental health, and so much with just, like, stability, because it's hard, but trying to, like, change your perspective on things and look at them in a way of, like, fuck, I'm, like, lucky to be alive, and I'm lucky to, like, have a roof over my head, is insanely, it will change everything. And that's helped me a lot, I think.
That's beautiful and true.
Yeah.
That baseline perspective change, yeah,
It's good.
healthy. You got to listen to the album. That ain't no man. That's the devil. It's waiting for you. It's all on Amazon Music. It's really fucking amazing. It's really good. It's great. Sorry, I'm cursing a lot.
It's okay.
Didn't you get in trouble for cursing as a kid?
I did.
Yeah.
Just at school, though. Well, I wasn't really doing it at home. It was only, like,
What'd you say? What was your word of choice?
it wasn't, like, a word. It was just, like,
It was a feeling, a lifestyle.
it's a way of life, dude. No, it was, like, I was on the cheer team, and they were just really strict with girls about, like, what you could say, because you need to, like, appear as, like, a good, what's that called? Like a good student or something.
Really?
I don't know. Fuck. Anyways, but so I'd be posting these songs on TikTok, and they'd have cuss words in them, and they were just like, you can't do that. And so they make me run.
So their answer was like physical? Like the answer?
Yeah, no, you'd have to run miles. It was like a thing.
What?
Yeah.
All because of something you posted on the internet?
Yeah. It's like, you're not supposed to. But it's fucked up because, like, the football team can do it. I don't know. It's also, like, it was deep in the South in, like, a small town. Because I lived in Huntsville, but I also lived in a small town called Athens for, like, middle school and high school.
Very tiny.
Very tiny. And it's definitely, like, deep in the Bible Belt, like, very just hyper conservative, and, like, I don't know. There's definitely an aura of, like, men and women and, like, what should be done and what shouldn't.
Totally.
So that was, I think, like, the root of that, probably.
Weird way to grow up. But you didn't know it was weird. When did you realize it was weird?
That's a good question. Definitely, like, middle school.
What
Yeah.
was like feeding that? Like it was
It honestly stemmed around dress code, dude. It's so stupid. But
I get
was
it.
Like, I was like, damn, this is fucked up. You know? I don't know. That was definitely weird. Yeah. It's weird. It's definitely a thing. I remember I used to go to this gym in Alabama. And I went to the gym, and I was working out in like a crop top. Nothing crazy. It was a crop top. I was also like 15, maybe 14. I was working out, and this lady comes up to me, and she's like, you can't wear that in here. Meanwhile, there's guys with no shirts on. I'm like, bruh. Anyway, so they kicked me out of the gym, and I'm like, this is so fucking crazy. But that type of shit just really used to piss me off. And then I looked at everything, and I was like, damn, this shit's fucked. Yeah.
And Alabama in some ways is. It is. The Deep South is. The Bible Belt is. Those values are.
Certain values. I think there's like...
Yeah, those in particular
There's
are. Not all
like
of them.
sweet things about Southern hospitality that I think are so great. And I think you go to like a small town in the South and people are like nice to you. And I appreciate that. But there's definitely some things that I'm like, damn, like, no, that's not cool.
You're very made up of like a bunch of different stuff. Like, where does the rap come from? Is that like, when did you realize you can even do that side of music?
I think I started, a lot of people just listened to it around me, like, especially in middle school. And I remember, like, I found Lil Baby, and I was just so obsessed. And he's, like, all I would listen to. Him and Adele were just all I would listen to. And then I don't know, I fell in love with it. And that's kind of how that happened.
How'd you find your flow? Like, when did you feel brave enough to try to rap? Because that's different than singing.
It is different. I don't know. It comes out in, I don't know. It just kind of comes out when I'm singing.
Did you like sit down and go like, I want to try to rap right now?
No, it was the same as like the genreless aspect of it. It just like came out in that filter because of all the things I was listening to. Yeah, but it was never like a conscious, I'm going to try to rap. I feel like that's where you go wrong, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you sit down and you're
Like, fuck, I need to try to rap.
dude, I'm going to be the next Slim Shady.
Whatever happened to that Drake feature that never happened?
It just never happened. But it's cool that it almost happened. Still a fan.
What is like? What does it mean to almost happen?
It was just a thing of like, he like said he wanted to be on it. I like sent him the stems, and then it just like, there was like back and forth of like, oh, I'll do it. I'm doing it like tomorrow, and then it just, I don't know. He's busy. I get it.
Yeah.
But
What song was it?
Dirty.
Interesting.
Yeah. But no, he's also been one of the biggest inspirations for me
Drake.
as well. Yeah, he's fucking incredible. So that's somebody I also listen to a lot.
You know, when he followed you on Instagram, you know you took a screenshot in 2 seconds.
Yep, I did.
How did you see it?
He's
that
like one
fast?
of my like icons. I'm like, he's so fucking good. Lyrics are crazy.
Yeah, but how do you see somebody followed you in 2 seconds?
I was excited.
She's clearly on
Kill me.
Instagram.
I mean, yeah, because that's somebody like I would journal about, like in
Manifest.
manifestations. So that I was just like, what the fuck? That's crazy.
That is crazy.
But yeah,
So does it even feel real? Like, didn't he give you a shout out on stage when you went to the show?
yeah.
Does that even
happened,
like
too.
feel real? Like you're in a stadium full of people and
I
he
was
was like,
what?
What do you think it is about what you do that he respects and appreciates?
I don't know. I mean, the music, I don't know.
I mean, there is something different about the music, though, right? Like it's uniquely you.
Yeah.
And that song that was supposed to go to Drake, now with Teddy Swims,
Yeah.
brings something totally different than Drake to
Completely
the record.
Completely different, incredible. He fucking killed it. His voice is ridiculous.
It's
He needs a raise.
unreal.
So good.
So, I mean, like, does that record take on new meaning with Teddy Swims' vocal over somebody like Drake? I mean, that, like, you can't even compare the two.
No, they're vastly different, which is cool. I think that, like, it definitely is way more of a soul record now, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is sick, because that's where it started, I feel like. Yeah.
So, I mean, did each artist get the same stems? Like, you did the same, your job was the same for both people to kind of go and add to?
Yeah. It's also so hard, and I do this all the time because I'm always doing collabs, so I like them. But I'm never writing a song thinking like, oh, I want this to be a collab. So I always write a second verse. And it's something in my head where I'm like, my second verse always needs to be like better than my first verse. So I have to delete it, and it makes me so sad every time.
So how can you tell, or how do you determine what song needs to be a collaboration, what isn't? Because like you could have gone and put your verse back into Dirty,
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck, I've just been doing it on every song lately.
but like just putting somebody on it.
Yeah, I've just been collabing.
What motivates that? What's the reason?
I just like collabs, dude. They're fun, you know?
They're fun to do. They're fun to release. What part?
They're fun. It's like I don't know, it's sick that there's like two voices as opposed to one. I just like it. And it brings a new energy to a song. I also have such a problem with I'll make a song and then I'll have it, so I listen to it so much because it's something I'm going through, so I want to listen to it. But then I get tired of it. And I feel like a collab brings a new life to a song.
No, I was just wondering, like, would you ever like release both? like your version with the second verse and then the version with somebody else?
Yeah, I definitely want to at some point. I love my second verse.
Yeah, your second verses are your favorite.
I love them.
I'm just wondering how many great second verses just haven't touched anybody's ears
Quite a
except
few,
yours.
dude.
Damn.
Is that the same for Someone in the Room with Bailey Zimmerman?
Yep.
Second verse was better than the first,
Yeah.
and we'll never hear it.
Never hear it.
Good.
Wild Ones?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. But I released the other version of that.
Yeah, you got that one.
I love that second verse. Yeah.
Jelly Roll special.
Dude, so special. Such a great man.
Yeah, really, really good person. What is? I mean, is that the same case? You just send the stems to him, you send your part to him, and he just does it, or?
No, I was actually in the studio with him.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so sick. He's just such a great person to be around. Such a good person to be around. His whole family's so sweet. I don't know. He's so inspiring as a human.
Really one of the best guests we've ever had on our show.
Yeah, he's so great. Such a great speaker too.
What is it like exchanging lyrics with him, or like creating something from nothing with him?
Everything's just so fun and easy and breezy. He's such a I mean, you met him. He's just such a great guy. He also just has this aura of he seems like such a grateful person, and I think you can feel that off of him, and that's so inspiring to me. He's also the exact same in person as he is online, and that shit I respect so much. I love that. Yeah.
Do you go into that room with anything prepared, or do you guys just really start from scratch?
Well, I wrote Wild Ones separately,
Got it.
but then when he was doing his verse, I pulled up on him. But yeah, I think he did his verse from scratch, just in the room.
Do you give notes?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a collaborative effort,
Healthy.
Healthy. Super healthy, super fun.
You can listen to it, by the way. Amazon Music. Go, go, go. You good?
Couple of mentions of cocaine and drinking and partying on this album.
Yeah.
Is that something you were big into growing up?
I definitely partied way more in high school than I do now. I barely drink at all now. I don't know. I think I just I was using shit like that to deal with how I was feeling, which was not good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've done a lot of therapy, and I've looked into myself a lot and done a lot of self-work, so I don't feel I need to do that anymore. But it's also so easy for kids to do. Not kids, teenagers, but, because you're partying and it's fun, and then it can go from fun to not fun so fast. Mm-hmm. And it's easy.
And it's always around. It's very accessible.
Right. It's we should pregame for this party, but then it's the next day and nobody's there and you're still pregaming. You know what I mean?
Well, that's not good.
No, it's not good. Yeah, no, fuck.
That's not healthy. Moderation's necessary. Also, your brain is very much developing.
Definitely.
So, putting a lot of substances in there,
Yeah.
not great.
Not great. Don't do it.
No, don't.
I have never done cocaine in my life. I think I'm too old to start.
Don't do it.
I don't plan on it. Especially these days, you never know what's in there.
Yeah, fuck. That shit's scary,
Yeah.
dude.
Bad news. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Stay sober. It's good for your mental. I feel so I feel really level all the time because I'm not really drinking. I'm not doing anything. I smoke weed sometimes.
Yeah, I was wondering. You smoke weed.
Yeah, but I very rarely. I just try to say because also I don't really do anything. I'm just working a lot.
But you can't even legally smoke weed.
Yeah, no.
How old do you have to be to buy weed in California?
21.
Oh,
Yeah.
didn't know that.
But
I don't go to that store often.
you don't smoke? Do y'all smoke?
No, I haven't smoked since college, which was a long, long time ago.
For a reason, or?
It's just not I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
I like being able to think clearly, and all,
Right.
you're saying, all this shit just makes your brain all fuzzy.
Yeah.
So
I think being super present.
yeah, I like to be in
It's-
control.
100%. That's a big part. Yeah. But I think a drink every now and then is not bad.
Yeah.
But I just never like how I feel after, or something. Most of the time during too, honestly.
You can't even drink. You should be doing none of these things. Go to Europe.
I do go to Europe. Yeah,
Fucking
fuck.
around, but also that's crazy. Yeah, very illegal.
I'm gonna turn 21 and just not want to do anything.
Yeah, you're gonna run out of all the good stuff.
100%.
I did not take a sip of alcohol until I turned 21.
Damn, really?
Yes.
Really?
That's actually rare. I feel like.
Yes.
Wow.
Well,
were you a good kid?
maybe I tried like a Four Loko or something, but
That's
beyond that,
dark. Why is that everybody's first drink? It is every time.
and I didn't start smoking weed until like 22, 23. Like my brain was like pretty much.
You're like a textbook citizen right now.
Yeah, dude, my brain was cooked in the right ways.
Cook.
Yeah, like when I was introducing it to substances, it was a fully blossomed thing. It
100%.
wasn't forming. I wasn't corrupting the process.
Actually, did you know that men's like I think it's your frontal something up
Yeah.
here doesn't develop till you're 25.
Yeah.
So you weren't fully cooked.
I was on my way. I was on my way.
You're almost there.
I have friends who have like taken their first hit of weed when they're like 12. I'm like, what?
Dude, I know shit like that. I'm like, wow.
That's
crazy.
like, dude, your poor brain.
12. Also, you're so little.
Yeah, like what? That's so not okay.
Yeah.
Not okay.
Damn. You like Four Locos?
No. I honestly don't drink anymore.
Yeah. You feel me? It's just not worth it.
I mean, you're 19. I'm 31. Like, but I agree. I do agree. I did drink, like, I drank a decent amount in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
See, fuck. I still need to like go through that probably.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, I didn't drink when I was your age. So, like,
Right.
I was, like, pent up.
It is sick though, because I feel like it's not sick, and you shouldn't do it. Don't underage drink, for sure. But like, but it's like good in a way of, I feel like I got it out of my system.
Okay.
You know,
And you write music about it.
right? But fuck, you know how many teenagers are drinking? Like all of them.
I know.
Fuck.
I mean, if everybody jumped off a bridge, would you jump off too?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm saying like it's just such a common thing. So yeah, I write about it, but like
I know.
all of these people that are listening also are going through that, especially in high school, like parties. It's just a slippery slope.
See, I wasn't, like, nobody invited me to parties in high school. No, I swear to God.
Damn, bro.
I literally got invited to one party ever.
Did you go?
Yeah.
That's where the Four Loko happened.
I didn't drink. I drove everybody.
That's smart.
Yeah, dude. Like they
That's
didn't even
clutch.
drive me to the party. They didn't even invite me to the parties, and I was willing to drive. Like that's how sad it was.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
You get invited now, though, huh? Zach! I'll invite you to a party. It's okay.
Thank you so much.
I don't go to parties either.
They're overrated.
I don't like them at all, actually. Not fun.
They're just overstimulating. It's a lot of socializing.
Yeah, 100%.
I could see you being a little awkward at a party.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's insulting.
No, but he's right, though.
Still fuck you.
No, not.
It depends on if I'm having a night or not, you know? And it depends on what type of party. Like LA parties, I don't like those. They feel too like networky. I don't like that
Yeah.
shit. Feels weird.
Yeah, like they're always just looking for the next person to talk to.
Right. Or like when you can feel somebody's energy like shift based on like who they're talking. It just feels gross. I don't like it.
I'd rather do none of that. Sit
I'd
home,
rather just stay home. Yeah.
healthy.
Healthy.
You good?
Yep.
Listen to Jessie Murph's album. It's waiting for you. It's on Amazon Music. That ain't no man. That's the devil. It's out and it's waiting for you now. Listen. I really appreciate your time and energy today.
Likewise.
You're really special.
Thank you. Y'all too.
Real recognizes real. Appreciate you.
Likewise.
Jessie Murph, everybody.